Today, we are going back to the year 2018, and we now live in a world where the Luka Doncic and Trae Young trade never happened. It is one of the most popular trades in NBA history because of the fact that people consider it to be one of the most even trades of all time that saw Luka go to the Mavericks and Trae Young go to the Hawks. Now, some would argue it's not a fair trade because they believe Luka is better than Trae Young. I also believe that, but I do think the trade was pretty even and both teams got what they wanted. And a quick shout out to the guy who made this roster. It's a 2018-2019 roster. Now, it is not perfect, right? There's players on teams that they were not on. It's not 100% perfect. There's players that are, a little bit all over the place or maybe not at a correct overall for what they were at the time, but it's still a pretty good roster and I'm going to use it. And so here is Trae Young with the Dallas Mavericks, who have Kristaps Porzingis, a very young Jalen Brunson, Tim Hardaway. It's the 2018 squad. It's a 2018-2019 squad as far as I know. Again, it's probably not perfect, but they did their best. And then if we go back to the Hawks, of course, Luka is here with a young squad. These teams had these high overall picks for a reason. And then as usual, injuries are going to be off for the sim, and I will have no control over the teams. But we'll go ahead and follow them around for the next 10 years. Whether or not they stay with the Hawks or Mavericks, we will see, but we will follow them no matter where they go. Well, I did say I don't think it's going to be entirely accurate with the overalls and stuff. Luka was also on a team with pretty much all scrubs, and that led to his first MVP of the sim, 36, 11, and 9. 1.5 steals per game, 44% from 3. Fred VanVleet wins 6th Man of the Year. Rudy Gobert, DPOY. James Harden wins Clutch Player of the Year with an insane season of his own, 35, 6, and 8. And here we are in the playoffs. The Trae Young-led Dallas Mavericks are in the 10 seed in the play-in because we technically are in the year 2023, whereas our Atlanta Hawks are the 2 seed. So Luka had a pretty good year. Trae Young did not. Granted, Trae Young is a lower overall with a high potential, whereas Luka is already there. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and hop into the play-in. Game 1, season on the line, and we are eliminated. Trae Young goes down in his first season in the play-in. He does put up a valiant effort, though, 33 and 10 with 3 steals on very good efficiency. He did his best, but was just outdueled by the deep squad that is the San Antonio Spurs. All right, out of the play-in in the West, San Antonio and LA, and then out of the play-in in the East, Chicago and Orlando. Orlando will be facing the Luka Doncic-led Atlanta Hawks. We'll go ahead and go game by game here just in case, but I think we should be okay. And as I say that, we have a close series here, 2-2, and we come back from down 0-2 to make it 3-2, and we easily make it through to the second round, and we face off against the 3-seeded Boston Celtics. Boston's got Tatum, they got Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, pretty much the same squad, just a little bit younger. Here we go, round 2 against Boston. We are the home team, and they take game 1. They take game 2, we take game 3, they take game 4. Season on the line, and we are eliminated by the Boston Celtics. Zion wins Western Conference Finals MVP. Tatum wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I did say it's not perfect. Zion being in the league at this point is technically not true, but it's okay. They did a pretty good job. And the Pelicans are going to win the championship because, of course, the team that wasn't meant to be here is going to be the one that wins it. Zion, 28, 6, and 3. Steal and a half, block per game. And that is the end of season number 1. It didn't go incredible for our guys. They did get some playoff experience. Trae Young is only going to get better. Luka is already at the peak of his powers, so we will see what happens in year number 2. All right, here we are in year number 2. The Mavericks do get a little bit better. They pick up Aaron Gordon, Tim Hardaway, and old Blake Griffin, trying to do their best to build a squad around their new star in Trae Young. And the Hawks are absolutely ridiculous. The Hawks somehow convinced old LeBron James to show up, and they have a serious title contender. They've got Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and basically the exact same squad from last year. So, with this team, they should have some good success in year number 2. Luka goes back to back, 28, 10, and 10, 1.3 steals per game. Vucevic, 6th Man of the Year. Gobert, another DPOY. And here we are in the postseason. The Mavericks had no success. No playoffs, no play-in. However, the Atlanta Hawks had a whole lot of success. Out of the play-in in the West, the Houston Rockets and Portland. Out in the East, Indiana and Charlotte. The Hawks are taking on the Indiana Pacers. Luka and LeBron. There's really not much more to say. They lost 20 games this year. They're absolutely insane. And they're now down 3-1 to the 8th seed. Because of course they are. Go ahead and hop in Simcast, right? They're safe in game number 5. They do live to see another day. LeBron puts up a vintage performance, 48 and 6, steal and 3 blocks. We'll go ahead right back into Simcast for game number 6. And here we are in game 7. Well, we don't know what happened in those first couple games, but clearly it did not matter as we are easily into Game 7, dominating the last 2 games. Game 7 at home versus the 8 seed. If we can't win this, oh my god. So we go 60-22 in the regular season, and it is all for nothing. LeBron and Luka Doncic can't even take down the 8 seed. Zion, Western Conference Finals MVP. Ben Simmons, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaging a triple-double. Sixers, Pelicans Finals. And the 76ers are going to win it this time around, led by Kristaps Porzingis, apparently. 27, 6, 2.5, 1.7 blocks per game. That is it for year number 2. It has been a tough start for Trae Young and a very heartbreaking start for Luka Doncic. All right, here are the squads for year number 3. LeBron did retire. Trae Young still struggling with this team who, for some reason, is not getting any draft picks despite being a not great team. They do have RJ Barrett, who won Rookie of the Year last year, so we'll see what they can do in year number 3. Ben Simmons takes his first MVP of the sim, 19, 12, and 10. LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year for the Utah Jazz. Jordan Poole, Sixth Man of the Year. Ben Simmons also wins DPOI 2.5, 1.1. The Mavericks were actually the 14 seed in the Western Conference, so that does give them some hope to get a very high draft pick in next year's draft. The Hawks also did not have a great season, and they're in the play-in, so really not much success for our guys. We'll see what they can do this time around, though. Let's go ahead and sim through the game, and the Hawks do make it through, so we are the 7th seed. So playing in the East is Orlando and Atlanta. In the West, San Antonio and Golden State. We take on the 2-seeded New York Knicks. We split the first 2 games and then take game 3 and take game 4. We are up 3-1 and we make it through. Wow. We destroy the New York Knicks in round 1. Maybe this team has a little bit of upset in them. We now face the 6th seed Indiana Pacers, who knocked us out last year as the 8th seed. They quickly go up 2-0 against us, 2-1, 2-2. And we take game 5 in Indiana, series on the line, and we make it through. We are in the conference finals against this year's MVP, Ben Simmons. Philly won the championship last year, so it is not going to be an easy team to get through by any means, as they're going to go ahead and take the first game, but we do take game 2. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. Game 5 goes to them, and we are in the finals. Ja Morant wins Western Conference Finals MVP for the Memphis Grizzlies, and Luka Doncic, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, 33, 10, and 11. And here we are in the NBA Finals against the Memphis Grizzlies. Game 1, they're going to take. Game 2, they're going to take. We take game 3. They take game 4. We're going to go in Simcast for the next few games here. Here we go. 2-point game, 1:10 to go. We're jumping in. And in the biggest game of the season, Luka Doncic has fouled out, so it is up to our basically bench guys to get it done. Kevin Huerter for 3. Bang. 1-point game, 46 seconds to go. 5 on the shot clock. Out to Tyus Jones for 3. It is no good. And we call a timeout. We've got a chance to win this game. Plumlee to inbound. It's probably going to be Kevin Huerter taking the shot. Dumps it into Bridges. Young McCall takes the layup and misses it. Jaren Jackson with the rebound. He gets MVP chance as he sinks the first one. Second one is up, and it is good. Here we go, 12 seconds on the clock. Season on the line. A 3 ties the game. It's going to get inbounded to Kevin Huerter. He's going to pull it right away, and he makes it! Kevin Huerter! All right, we have a tie game, Grizzlies ball. Grizzlies are going to try to take the last shot. Ja Morant driving in. He's got an open look, decides not to take it. Ja Morant now driving in, and he misses the layup, and we are going to overtime. That'll do it. Oh my God. What a comeback. Somehow we get it done, led by Kevin Huerter's 31 points. Luka fouls out, still goes 27, 6, and 5. And basically with our bench guys, we are able to survive. All right, well, we're right back into it. Season on the line in Game 6. And the Grizzlies are going to win it all. Luka puts up a triple-double. Ja Morant, 42, 6, and 7. And after that incredible game, it all means nothing. Ja Morant wins Finals MVP at 35 and 7 with a steal per game. And that is it for year number 3. Here we are in year number 4, and you will notice that Luka Doncic has left, as has Trae Young. Luka has joined the Washington Wizards. Trae Young has joined the Detroit Pistons. Here's a look at that Wizards squad. It's Luka, Miles Turner, Caleb Martin, and Kelly Oubre. That's pretty much the squad. That's all their 80 pluses. And then the Detroit Pistons team, led by Trae Young, is of course Trae Young, Wendell Carter, Rui, Talon, Horton Tucker. So another young squad. Trae Young joins All right, it is time for year number 4. Both Trae Young and Luka on new teams. Luka is back on top in year number 4, another MVP, 33, 10, and 9, 1.5 steals per game. Harden, 6th Man of the Year for the Utah Jazz. Ben Simmons, another DPOY. And Trae Young, once again, is in the play-in with his season on the line right away. Washington is the 2 seed, led by the MVP, Luka Doncic. Get right through this game, and Detroit is eliminated. Trae Young just has absolutely zero success in this sim. Out of the play-in in the East, Atlanta and Toronto in the West, Sacramento and New Orleans. Washington has Toronto in the first round. We'll just go ahead and sim right through this, as for some reason the lower seed seems to win the first game, I think every single time, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter, as we easily make it through to the second round to face off with the 3-seeded New York Knicks. First 2 games go to us, make it 3, and it is a sweep, and we are quickly to the conference finals to face off with Philly once again. Luka got it done against Philly last year, but couldn't win the ring. He's got a chance to do it again this year, as Philly takes game 1, but we take game 2. They take game 3. It's a tie series into game 5, and we take the crucial game 5 on the road. A chance to go to the finals at home, and we make it through. It is back-to-back finals for Luka Doncic, Kobe White, Western Conference Finals MVP, Luka, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, of course. Thunder, Wizards, Finals. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3 to us. Game 4 to them. The crucial Game 5, and the Thunder take it. Back in Simcast in the Finals, we lost in 6 games last year. Can we survive Game 6 this time around? Yes, we can. A 1-point game. I only didn't hop in because it happened at the very end. But we get it done. Luka 35, 11, and 11. And it is Game 7 in the Finals in year 4. Here we go. We are down to 49 seconds to go in Game 7. This time, Luka is on the court. It is Christian Wood with the ball against Miles Turner. He drives in, step back, and he misses. We've got a chance. Luka taking the ball up the court, gives it off to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder driving in, kicks it back to Luka. Luka in the paint for the tie, and he gets it. Because of course he does. Luka ties the game with 27 seconds to go. They're going to hold it out as long as they can, though. It's going to be Scotty Barnes waiting to make a move. Here we go. Scotty Barnes driving in for 2, and he gets it to go with 4 seconds. Here we go. Back in the same situation. 4 seconds to go. Down 2. Luka, of course, is going to get the ball. He steps back for 3 and for the win. Oh! The shot rims out. Kobe White, a 30-piece. Luka, a 27-point triple-double. But it's not enough. Luka wins Finals MVP despite losing the series. How ridiculous is that? 37, 9, and 12 for Luka. That is it for year number 4. What a season. Both guys, of course, stay with their teams because they are on 4-year deals, now 3-year deals. The Wizards look pretty much the exact same. They really did not change much, as is the same with the Pistons. They did get a draft pick, and they also picked up extremely old DeMar DeRozan. We'll see what they can do, but I'm not expecting a good season out of the Pistons in year number 5. Luka, how about 4 times in 5 seasons MVP? 39 and 9. Just absolutely ridiculous. Harden, another 6th Man of the Year. Ben Simmons, another DPOY. And the Pistons are in the play-in. Now, they actually had a pretty good season despite them being a 9 seed. They were in 6, 7, 8 range for most of the year. Fell off at the end. It could be another quick exit for them. Let's see what happens. And they are eliminated. My God. Will Trae Young win a playoff game in this sim, do we think? Luka versus his former team in the playoffs. It's a quick 2-0 lead for the Wizards. And it is quickly gone as we are 2-2. Washington takes game 5, and we make it through. It is a rematch between Washington and the New York Knicks. I feel like we've played them 3 or 4 times in this sim already. And they quickly go down 2-1, 3-1, season on the line, and the Wizards are done. Cole Anthony, Western Conference Finals MVP. Ben Simmons, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Clippers, Sixers, Finals, and the Sixers sweep led by the GOAT, Ben Simmons. Another triple-double averaged in a playoff series. He is something in this sim. Another disappointing season for our guys, and we are at the halfway point as we head into year number 6. Year 6 is upon us, and of course, both our guys are still with their teams. Luka now has young Jalen Green added to his squad. This team is looking good. They look like it got a little bit of a future ahead of them. We'll see if Luka stays after the end of his 2-year deal. For Trae Young, it's been pretty much the exact same thing every season. He's got him and then a couple guys that are kind of slightly below him. and then just an awful squad. Our guys are still ringless. Let's see if that holds up in year number 6. Ben Simmons wins MVP. It's basically either him or Luka every single season, another triple-double for him. And he, of course, wins DPOY as well. Washington, 3 seed once again. And Detroit, they're in the play-in once again in the 9-10 seed game. I think Trae Young is either 0-3 or 0-4 in these games. He's had a couple of them. They've not gone well. Can we finally get a win? Yes, we can. Here we go. Time to face the Orlando Magic. We finally won a play-in game. Can Trae Young at least get a playoff series in this sim? No, he cannot. Out of the play-in in the East, Orlando and Milwaukee in the West, Dallas and Portland. Brooklyn actually destroys us. They're up 3-1, 3-2, and we are eliminated. What is with these guys and not having playoff success? I know Luka made it to the finals a couple times, but it really hasn't been much. Cade, Western Conference Finals MVP. Wiseman, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. What in the weird? Jazz Nets Finals, the most dull uniform finals ever. And the Jazz win in 7 games, led by LaMelo Ball, 18-6-8. That is it for year number 6. A quick and disappointing year for our guys. Here we go. Both guys are on the last year of their deal. Luka has a very nice team around him. Jalen Green continues to get better, only 22 years old. The only issue, both him and Luka are on a 1-year deal, meaning they could potentially only be able to sign one of them. And then Trae Young with his usual squad. His usual squad of him, a couple guys slightly worse than him, and then just a bummy team. All right, here we go. Year number 7. Is this the year Trae Young can finally get in a playoff series? Luka is now a 5-time MVP. Absolutely ridiculous. 29, 8, and 8. Jaden McDaniels, 6th man of the year. Ben Simmons, DPOY. Once again, if we take a look over at the Eastern Conference, Washington is the 1 seed, but we don't care about that. Trae Young finally gets a playoff series. Took him 7 years to finally get a playoff series, but we've got one in the play-in in the East. Miami, Indiana, in the West, Portland, and Phoenix. Washington versus Miami, Philly versus Detroit. Here we go. Washington takes game 1. Washington takes game 2. Washington takes game 3. And both of our series are on sweep watch. We'll go ahead and follow Detroit here, as Detroit gets swept and Washington sweeps. Well, Trae Young at least got a playoff series, but still no playoff wins in a series at all. He's won play-in games, but he hasn't won a single game in a series. And this entire sim, Washington versus Philly, because of course it's Washington versus Philly. Split the first 2 games. Philly takes game 3. We take game 4. They take game 5. Game 7, we'll hop into Simcast, and we blow them out. A 20-point victory led by Jalen Green, 31-5-4, Luka 29-3-9, and we are safely through after a 7-game series with Philly to face another team we faced multiple times, the New York Knicks. We take the first 2 games, the first 3 games, and it is a sweep. And Washington is back in the finals. It is a rematch versus the Thunder, who are led by Kobe White. And then Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Jalen Green. How about averaging 42 points, 5 boards, 5 assists? It is time for the finals. A rematch as the Wizards take game 1. They take the first 2 games, first 3 games, and I am so dumb and I didn't jump in time. But it doesn't matter. Luka, finals MVP, 36, 5.5. 10 assists a game. Finally, we get some success in the playoffs with these guys. We win a championship. Luka is on the board. He's got already 5 MVPs, now 2 finals MVPs despite losing one of those finals, and a ring. Jalen Green got the contract. Luka did not, but Trae Young stays with the Pistons. He will finish out the sim with them. It is now time to figure out where Luka went. Luka has joined the Golden State Warriors. He just likes to go to teams that are not great when he originally goes there and tries to build them up. So they are now in different conferences for the first time since they were on the Hawks and the Mavs. So these are the squads they're going to be on to end the sim as we go ahead and enter year number 8. Jalen Green, MVP. He is the new star of the league. 39 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Ben Simmons continues his reign of Defensive Player of the Years, and Golden State is the 4 seed, and the Pistons are the 3 seed, so both of our guys were actually pretty successful out of the play-in in the East, Chicago, Washington, in the West, San Antonio, and Phoenix. Go ahead and follow our series. Hopefully they can both comfortably make it through. Detroit splits the first 2 games. They look to have the series that's ahead, so we'll follow them. 2-2 series, 3-2 series, as the Warriors already make it through. They go ahead and sweep Portland. And we both make it through. Oh, give me a Luka Trae Young finals. Trae Young finally wins a playoff series, and he is now matched up with the Orlando Magic in the second round, who take game 1 and game 2 and game 3, and the Pistons are eliminated and the Warriors advance. Luka is simply unstoppable no matter what seed he is, and Trae Young is simply beatable no matter what seed he is. OKC, Golden State in the conference finals. OKC takes game 1 and game 2. We take game 3. 3-1 series, and we are eliminated. Kobe White, another Conference Finals MVP. Garland, Eastern Conference Finals MVP for the Knicks. Knicks Thunder Finals, and it is going to be the Thunder who win in 5 games. Kobe White, a Finals MVP for him, 25, 6, and 9. Not a bad season for our guys. They actually both had pretty good regular seasons. They both were able to win a playoff series, so not bad, but hopefully some more success in these final 2 years. For those of you who care, here are the rosters for our guys. Trae Young now actually does have a good teammate in Patrick Williams, who is an 87 overall and will be there for a couple years. We'll see what they can do this year. They were the 3 seed last year, and we'll see what the Warriors can do. They were a couple games away from making it the finals with multi-time MVP Luka Doncic. Year number 9, here we go. Luka back in the MVP column because of course he is 26, 7, and 9. Ben Simmons, just another DPOY. Here is the postseason picture. The Warriors are the 2 seed. The Pistons are the 8 seed. So a tougher year for them. First game of the play-in. Let's see what they can do. They win. So we are safely through to face the New York Knicks in the second round. In the play-in in the East, Miami, Detroit. In the West, San Antonio and LA. Detroit not looking good to win the series. Warriors are looking good to win the series. Let's get it underway. Detroit down 2-1. Now 3-1. Season on the line. And we are eliminated. And the Warriors are through. Because that's how it has been the entire sim. Trae Young, no success. Luka, all the success in the world. He's up against the 6-seeded Trailblazers in round number 2. That sounds like a mismatch if I have ever seen one. And they're going to easily make their way through. They have yet to lose in the postseason all the way to the conference finals against the 1-seeded Jazz. They finally lose. They quickly go down 0-2, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. 3-3. They've come back down 3-0. We're hopping into Simcast. No way. They come back down 3-0 in the series. 29, 7, and 9 for Luka. Garland, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Oh my God, Luka 35, 7, and 11 in Game 7. We come back down 3-0, and it is a Warriors-Cavs Finals because of course it is. As they take Game 1 and 2, we take Game 3, we take Game 4, we take Game 5, we're going into Simcast, and the Cavs are going to get it done, and it is time for Game 7 of the Finals. Warriors-Cavs meet in another Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Here we go. And the Warriors come out on top. Luka Doncic, a 40-piece, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Luka picks up his second ring, a third Finals MVP, 33, 7, and 10, 1.6 steals per game. That is the end of year number 9. And it is the final season for Trae Young to do anything in the playoffs. Here we go. Here is the squads for the final season. Luka now down to a 93 overall, but still a good squad around him. Trae Young now down to an 86 overall, but still a decent squad around him. It is time for year 10, the last season of the sim. Here we go. Jalen Green wins his second MVP of the sim, 35, 6, and 4. Ben Simmons, yet another DPOI. It's actually ridiculous. The Warriors are the 3 seed, and the Pistons are the 3 seed in the play-in in the East. Toronto, Philly in the West, Houston, and LA. Let's get through both of these first round series. Trae Young continues to have struggles, and it is 3-2 in the series, and they're eliminated. It's actually insane. Luka usually has success. He's in a bit of trouble. Game 7. I think since that time he lost the 8 seed, he's made it out of the first round every single time he's been in the playoffs. It's actually ridiculous. They win Game 1, win Game 2, and they're up 3-1. And they're through to the conference finals again. Golden State Warriors versus Sacramento Kings in the conference finals. Golden State up 2-0 early, 2-1, 3-1. Luka, Western Conference Finals MVP. Garland, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Knicks Warriors Finals, because we just simply cannot avoid playing the New York Knicks. Here we go. Game 1 goes to them. Game 2 to us. Game 3 to them. And we've got a tie series. The crucial Game 5. And the Knicks take it. Season on the line. Last game potentially of the sim, and we go to Game 7. Hop into Simcast, and the Warriors get it done yet again. Luka picks up ring number 3, 24 and 10 for him. Warriors win the title for back-to-back years. Luka, another Finals MVP, is 4th of the sim, 22, 6 and 10. And that is it. Here is Luka's award history. It is absolutely ridiculous. 4-time Finals MVP, 6-time regular season MVP, 3-time champ, All-Star, of course, every single season, first-team All-NBA every single season, and he even made an All-Defensive team. Here's the stats throughout his career. His best year was, of course, that first one, 36 and 10. He did not average over 30 for his last 5 seasons, but he still won MVP multiple times. For Trae Young, nowhere near as much success. He was by no means as good as Luka Doncic, but he still had a decent career. He was not with a team I think that he is comfortable with in that Atlanta Hawks. That team is built around him. Dallas certainly was not, and he had a tough career. He made the All-Star team 4 times during our sim. He also made third-team All-NBA 3 times. That's pretty much it. He won a playoff series. He won some playoff games. Had some bad seasons. Usually Trae Young is insane in sims. Whatever happened this time around, it was not good. And that is it for the video. Of course, if you made it to the end, thank you guys so much. As always, you guys have been killing it on the videos. This is the most popular my channel has ever been, and I'm very thankful for you guys. If you want to see raw and uncut footage, be sure to check out my Twitch, WordyBoss30YT. I'll put it up on the screen right now. I make all my videos over there, as well as sometimes I will film Rec, Pro-Am, or just whatever game I'm playing. I do have a list of video ideas, but if you guys want yours to be added to the list, be sure to comment what video I should do next. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. It is really helpful for the channel. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this and turn on the bell so you can be one of the first people to watch new videos. But that'll do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.